Mm. Okay, so this is day 2. We're doing 1 day on, 1 day off. So this is day 2. My son and me, he's an autistic, I'm a neurodivergent. This is representing support the autistic and neurodivergent community for their wellness needs, okay? Especially if, they are being harassed, targeted in any way, trigger warning, or they're experiencing any kind of hardships, limitations, restrictions that doesn't permit maybe the best of circumstances or environments for them. So this is in the name of a lot of throat chakra clearings, y'all. Excuse me, but this is in the name of supporting the community and their wellness needs. And sometimes those wellness needs look different, you know? So this is day 2, where, my son always did love to swim, but due to the trauma, the abuse, the misfortunes, the cruelties that we both have been under, he's unfortunately had developed a whole lot of phobias, on top of his diagnoses. But, anybody who's abused enough, even if you're so-called air quote normal, you may develop all sorts of niggles and, phobias and issues and paranoias and this is normal, okay, to eventually maybe develop some of those things. So he stopped even wanting to swim altogether for a long time. I kept trying to ease him into the idea, get him near water when I could get us near water, to get him to do it, because he knows how to swim, and exercise is one of the greatest forms of exercise with maximum benefit, with minimum pressure on the body, okay? And on top of just being in the element of water, so I'm honored to see him in the water free, in spite of the fact that we're still dealing with what we're dealing with. In fact, many of our harassers are on the same premises of this, which you're looking at. They're there, okay? But I'm honored that, he's able to move his body, because again, when you're just being immobilized, anybody, at some point, you just sitting up in a cubicle square box, you're sitting, you're not doing anything, anybody is liable to get sick and depressed, it's just the way it is. So to have him out swimming, even in the midst of still snaky energies around us, is awesome, okay? And support the autistic and neurodivergent community for their wellness needs, because again, knowledge is power, okay? These populations, they have sensitivities. Their nervous system and their, brain is wired differently. So for some, loud screeching noises, crying babies, bright lights, like, these things all affect crowded rooms, things of that nature. It overstimulates, and that can create autistic burnout. And unfortunately, the people that are harassing my son and me, this is their goal. So support, folks on the spectrum of this stuff, to find creative ways to soothe and, manage their nervous system, and to clear out energy that gets stuck. You feel restricted, limited. Maybe there's limited resources, and you're just sitting, and you're just sitting. Okay, and then when stuff develops, everybody's looking like, oh my God. Well, no, it's the whole person that needs to be addressed, and they need to be addressed in a holistic and unique way, because what works for one does not work for the other, and vice versa. Okay? And getting knowledge about just the invisible world. Environment is everything. Ever having access to things is like, I believe that population forgets, because they've been so used to having certain access, they forget the value of being able to, on their, not just as a privilege, but on their health and their well-being overall, mind, body, and soul. he's getting exercise, which could help with his the hypertension. Okay, he's moving his body. He's in the element of water. Okay, he's enjoying himself as something he likes to do. Okay. So we did the swimming. I let him do this for a while. And from here, after he got out of there, we went into the jacuzzi. And I think I have a video on the jacuzzi. I'll upload that here in a minute. This is just showing, you know, some of the things that I do that I'm attempting to do to help me and my son. And, you know, just putting it out there for any of you that may be encouraged, hey, if you can get access to this, you never know. You know, to some of us, we can't get to a fancy schmancy something. Okay, sometimes you just gotta go to the gym. You know, get a gym membership and find a way to put it in a budget somewhere if you can. And if you can't, you know, another creative way. You know, that's just something I'm just learning how to do. It's okay. Find a way. Okay, because where we at now, there's no bathtub. We're bath people. We like taking baths. Okay. Well, he more so showers and he does the baths when I instruct him to do the bath, but I'm definitely a bath person. I like to take baths because again, I like detox baths, comfort baths, you name it. Yeah, so that's just, oh, you know, we definitely needed to find a way to have access to bodies of water. This is not a bath, but at least we get to submerge our bodies in some water. Okay. Let's see. What else I want to say about that? Yeah. So this whole video, you know, me, I'm showing him because again, these people want to make me out to be a bad mother and I'm not, y'all.